Pro Football Weekly brings you the way we hear it, all the news, scoops, and rumors before they happen. And how we've heard a lot about coaching changes or potential coaching changes in the NFL. Andy Reid, whether he's going to make it through this awful year in Philadelphia. We've heard Norv Turner's name, it seems like every year, but especially this one, whether he's going to last in San Diego. Could those two situations be related?
It could get interesting. Let's start with Andy Reid, who, according to all my sources, I don't think that Jeff Lurie and Joe Banner want to fire him. I think they find a way. He probably has to throw Juan Castillo to the Wolves. But I think Andy Reid, if he wants to be back, will be back. But what I'm hearing is, does he want to be back? 13 years in Philadelphia is a long time, and Andy Reid may say enough is enough. Now, the situation in San Diego a little clearer. Everything that we hear is if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, that Norv Turner is gone. The question everybody's asking is, what about A.J. Smith, who hasn't done a great job the last couple of years either? It may very well be that some big names would be interested in the job. We're hearing through back channels that Bill Cowher is one, Jeff Fisher is one. They've let people in San Diego know we'd be interested, but they'd want some involvement in personnel. And here's where it gets interesting. With A.J. Smith there, they're not going to get that. So if the plug gets pulled on both Norv Turner and A.J. Smith, then big name coaches could be interested. And we're hearing maybe, just maybe, that Andy Reid could be one of them. And so maybe he says, I've had enough to Philadelphia, and maybe he's a candidate out in San Diego. We're putting one and one together, trying to get two here, but there's no question that Andy Reid probably has more to say about whether he stays in Philadelphia right now than ownership or management.
As well he should. I mean, he's put on so well there, and he's in a tough city to be in and be in for that long with those fans. San Diego, not nearly as tough, kind of a different environment. Would be interesting to see how he'd fare down there.
Well, you forget the fans. Everybody we talk to says Jeff Lurie knows, Joe Banner knows. You talk to people in the NFL, Andy Reid's a really good coach. Who's going to do better?
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the success he's had through the years. Maybe not the same for Norv Turner. In Indianapolis, the question has been all season long, what happens if and when Peyton comes back? And if they have the number one pick, do they take Andrew Luck?
Well, my sources are telling me that Peyton Manning will be back. The Colts have no issue with the $28 million as long as he can pass the physical and looks like he can be Peyton Manning, he will be back. Same folks are telling me, and they absolutely will draft Andrew Luck. Why wouldn't you? Look at the Packer example with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Same situation here. There's no rush to get Luck on the field. What's really interesting is that, Peyton's dad, Archie, had some things to say about maybe not such a good idea, and then 24 hours later, he was moonwalking 180 degrees. Could it be that maybe Bill Polian talked to Archie and said, hey, let's back off this because this is the way it's going to happen? That part is just speculation, but again, my sources are telling me they will both be Indianapolis Colts when the 2012 season starts.
And reports were that Archie Manning actually spoke to Andrew Luck's dad. You remember Archie orchestrated Eli not landing in San Diego and going to New York. You wonder if there's, dads talking and what kind of commitments are being made behind the scenes.
Oliver Luck to us, Ollie to Archie, if you hear these guys talk about it, but I think they have spoken. We know that Andrew Luck has been a counselor at the Manning passing camp, but at the end of the day, the Colts hold the keys to this whole thing, and they want both of them.
It's certainly going to be interesting to watch how this whole thing plays out come April when the draft comes around. That's the way we hear for this week. For the best coverage of the NFL, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.